Hi, everybody. Hola. How is everybody doing today? What is up? Happy Monday afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Holy crap, it's officially Monday, my favorite day of the week. I kid you not. It is arguably one of my favorite days of the week. I know for a lot of people it's not, but for me, it really is. No, I'm kidding. It's not. I just say that just to get motivated, just to get the day going and shit. But I welcome you all to another installment. I can't believe we're doing this again. Of Steve's Kitchen here on YouTube.com. Yes, it is I. It is Steve. What is up, everybody? I hope all of you are enjoying your lunch hour as we speak. We got Jason Campbell in the chat. What is up, Jason? And I am not alone. I'm here joined by my good brother here, as always, live from Detroit. The one, the only, Big Mike. He can call him the producer of the show here today. Big Mike, what is up, bro? How you been?
Yo, what's going on? I'm happy to see what's on the menu today in Steve's Kitchen.
Yeah, we got a menu today. Not only that, but you know what, dude? We got a little overlay too, man. Not really an overlay, but it's like, you know what? After last night, I'm like, you know what? If it's a kitchen show, it's a cooking podcast. It's not really a cooking podcast, right?
Yeah.
We're just by principle and shit, right?
Yeah.
So let's just show you guys just the setup here, all right? Again, there's room. Listen, I like how it is, but there's room for refinement. You'll always hear that in the culinary world. There's always room for refinement, okay? But the mission for any chef is to get to the fucking point with any dish. I learned that in culinary school. Get to the fucking point. Anyway, this is our setup for today. Let us know what you think right there. We got we literally doing the sauteing. We call it the flambe, where the flame hits the pan. That's the money maker. That's the magic right there. You want to showcase to a girl when you're cooking and shit, get that when the wine hits the pan, right?
Mm-hmm.
When that white wine or the brandy, right? Or I know my camera was there for a little bit, but whatever. When it's like that brandy or that wine or that, whatever the fuck it may be, or that bourbon, and it hits the flame and shoom, we call it the flambe. That's the money maker right there, bro. That's the fucking maker. But
just don't poof too big. You might end up like Will Smith.
Oh, that was my episode, bro. He fucking burned the kitchen down, and then they had like someone show up to the house. Like, wait a minute,
Yeah.
why the water all dirty? Don't worry about it. Anyway. Based off the success of the first one, here we are again with episode number 2 of Steve's Kitchen. Now, basically what this is, whatever we didn't cover on the weekend, we'll just cover it here. That's basically how this is going to work out. Whatever we didn't cover on the weekend, we'll just cover it here. How you doing, Malik? How are you? Hi, Malik Mani. We got Dave Sack in the chat as well. Hey, yo. We got Jason also in the chat. How you doing? So, Mike, how's your day been? I know you just woke up, probably. How's your lunch been today?
It was great. I actually, that was like my second meal, the pancakes and bacon. I had pizza before that too. I feel ashamed, but I've been up since like 9 today. I had to watch the Kenny Omega Moose match.
You did
as well.
Which we'll get into that. I know a lot of people are upset about that. So originally, we were supposed to do this at 12:15, but I was running late. Fun little fact: this Monday, obviously it's Monday. What the fuck? But I woke up around what time was it? And here's the thing: on my days off, I usually, for whatever reason, I try to sleep in late. Last night, I didn't go to sleep till like 2:30 in the morning. I was playing FIFA. Like, bro, listen, this paper to get the bad stench, from my eyesight, I had to fucking play FIFA. Like, all right, bro, let me just get this games in and shit. We train a little bit, if you will. And there was that. At the same time, I'm like, you know what? Let me get this shit going too. Like, if we're doing Steve's Kitchen, let me get the thumbnail ready. I have a lot of time, right? Why the fuck not? I came up with that GIF in the background, which will probably be a staple of Steve's Kitchen until I can get a fucking overlay and all that stuff and work some shit out. But I wake up around 7 something. I don't know why, but I did. I had to pee. I had to fucking pee so badly. It's like, go to the bathroom, I pee, whatever. It was cold too. I sleep with the AC on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have it on a high AC. Blast that son of a bitch, right? So then I go back to sleep. All right, I'm going back to sleep. Wake up. It's 10:45, almost 11. So, oh shit. Just in time, right? Just in fucking time. So then my mom was like, "Hey, Steven, can you do me a favor? Can you run to the grocery store? Give me some stuff, right?" And my idea was, I'm gonna make some tuna fish sandwich. I'm gonna go to my deli that's literally next door to my house. Get a Portuguese roll and a fucking Arizona. Then my mom was like, "Can you go give me a papaya? Give me some bananas. Give me some avocados and a bag of onions." And in my mind, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go to my job. And even though I really shouldn't go to my job, because you know how it is. Hey, yo, can you come into work today? I try to avoid my bosses and shit. I try to avoid them. So I get to the job. All right. I get to the job, right? On my day off, arrogant as shit, right? I'm in my fucking street clothes. I come through the back door. I feel like John Moxley walking into Daly's place almost, right? You know how he comes into like little, during the pandemic, he would come through the side door and shit. Mm-hmm. And for whatever reason, dude, his theme song, Wild Thing, goes in, bro.
I know, it's a great song.
Try blasting that shit while you're walking into as you're walking into work, yo. As you're clocking in, blast that shit on your AirPods, yo. I'm telling you, it goes in. So I buy the stuff. It's already 12 something. Like, oh shit. I run home like, yo, we're gonna be a little late. So I made myself a chicken salad sandwich. I grabbed some chicken salad, the chicken that was left over, right? Carved up. I put some salt, some pepper, some white garlic powder, some diced up onions, right? Red onions too. Some avocado and mayonnaise together on a fucking sub roll. And of course, you already know me, bro. If I'm at my job and we sell this, you already know how to get me a game fuel, man. You already know, man, how to get me a fucking game fuel.
Do you get a discount? Do you get a discount on food? No.
Sadly, I don't. Sadly. Sorry, ShopRite. Okay. You better get your shit together, bro. Get your shit together. I've been with the company for 10 fucking years. 10 fucking years. I don't even get a fucking employee discount. What kind of shit is that, bro?
You've been working there since what, 2010? 2010. So what, 19? 20. Okay.
You know the thing, I know for a lot of people, why are you still there? And I get that. I have pull now. I have stroke. I can do what the fuck I want to do. And
yeah.
Then granted, I shouldn't say that out because they might be listening to this. And next thing you know, hey, Steven, come here, pal. Can you explain what the fuck is a Steve's Kitchen, pal? I don't know. Read in the comments here. Tell me about it. I know exactly what you mean. I'm tired of having to go to number one on Disturbs on my sleep. LOL. Jason, I can relate, bro. It happens sometimes too. Like, especially when it's like middle of the night. In the middle of the night, you're sleeping and shit, and you randomly just wake up. Like, let's say you go to sleep at 10 p.m., you randomly wake up at fucking 2 in the morning. It's like, fuck up. Yeah. And then go right back to sleep almost. That's almost a feeling, bro. That's almost a feeling.
I went to the bathroom 4 times last night because of this. Because of this. Because of this.
Though, bro. Listen, you pass a drug test, dude. You pass a drug test. Let me get some of your piss, bro. Let me get some of I'm pissing hot, buddy. It's over. You know why you started knocking on my door? Hey, pal, here's a cup. You know what to do. No. Hey, Marvin Vittori. You know what to do, man. Here you go. I kid. Which we'll get into that too a little bit. We'll get into that as well in a little bit. So there's a lot to dissect from this weekend. A shitload of stuff happened. Yes, there was a takeover that I want to forget about. I think all of us want to forget about. A lot of the Impact Wrestling fans are so upset over the outcome of Kenny Omega versus Moose for the Impact World title. There was celebrity boxing over the weekend. There was celebrity fucking boxing. 2 nights in a row. 2 nights, Friday night and Saturday night. That I also want to forget about. A lot to dissect. And of course, we wrap things up with that monstrosity of a takeover from last night. So Mike, what do you want to get into first? What do you want to talk with first, bro? I'll tell you what, you're the guest. You're the guest here. You're the customer, I guess, right? I'm serving you. What do you want to start with?
Let's start with an appetizer first. Let's start there. Yeah.
Appetizer. So what's the appetizer?
Let's talk about the news of Samoa Joe getting hired again by WWE.
So there's been breaking news, yes. Apparently, per PW Insider, per Dave Meltzer, I'm assuming, per the dork from Cincinnati who has about apparently he makes like $10,000 off Patreon a month. Per some sources out there, right? Apparently that guy. Apparently, they're all saying Samoa Joe's back in WWE. He officially resigned. Apparently, there were talks of him going to NXT. He's going to be now part of NXT. There's talk whether he's going to be wrestling or not. Now, if you watch the ending of TakeOver last night, William Regal was walking out of his office, and there was tears coming down his eye. You saw a little water, a little drop come out of his eye, right? He couldn't take it no more. All the fighting, right? All the fighting. He can't take it no more. He's old for this shit. He's too old for the goddamn thing already. Give him a Hall of Fame ring. Dare I say, probably the second best GM after Teddy Long.
Yeah.
You know
I agree with that.
Now, if you're in the UK, if you're in Europe, it's the other way around, if you will, okay? But it is what it is. So he talks about he's been there for 7 years or so, right? Been at this for a long time, and it's time for a change. And he walks away. I don't know about you. I was waiting for him to go into a limousine, bro.
Oh yeah, so it can explode.
Yeah. Hey, fellas, and everyone in the chat. Disappointing. Joe doesn't seem to be wrestling again, but but him being NXT GM seems like a good role for him. And I'll get into that. We'll get into that in a sec. What's up, True Heel Heats? You guys are awesome. You guys are fucking awesome as always. Go check them out. What was I gonna say here? So there's talks of Samoa Joe being the NXT general manager. I will say this. I know a lot of people want to see him wrestling again. Yeah, wrestling again. Chief, how you doing, Chief? How are you, brother, man? Yeah, he's going to be the new GM. I can see it. I'm going to say this right now. I think Samoa Joe is the smartest man in the room.
And why is that?
Okay, let's look how old is Samoa Joe right now, right? Let me look this up.
Isn't he like 43?
Let's find out. Samoa Joe. He is 42 years old.
42.
He is 42 years old with all these injuries that he's sustained over the years, right? Yes. Shouldn't he have gone to WWE back in the day, back in 2008, 2010? Absolutely. No one's going to deny that. He should have gone on a long time ago, right? But let's be real about it. He's been through wars. He put his body through shit. Sadly, when he came to the E and got to the main roster, he became injury prone. And they put him now and they had him as a commentator. And granted, he wasn't doing a bad job on commentary.
He's like one of the best commentators in a while.
He picked it up. He picked that shit up. So when the news hit that he got let go, and everyone wanted him to wrestle again, and he got let go, everyone got upset, myself included. Like, it kind of took me by surprise because you would think, okay, it's gonna keep him as a commentator role, right? And what do? They put Adnan Virkin. They put Adnan Virkin on the table,
right?
They put fucking then. They put Jamie Smith, who I've heard he's not doing a bad. He's doing a good job actually. Jimmy Smith is doing a good job on Monday Night Raw. That being said, I said this before. Samoa Joe, the smartest man in the room right now. The guy's 42. His body been put through shit. I get it. A lot of people want to see him on their local independent scene. They want to see him, have these matches all the fuck you want. But the guy's not going to kill himself anymore. Considering his age, considering what he put his body through over the years, he's just not going to go. He's not going to leave WWE, right, where he was making this, I'm sure, this banging salary, right, as a commentator, to go back to killing himself every single weekend or every single night. It's not happening, brother.
Right.
All of us want to see him back in the ring. And so do I. I think all of us do. In some capacity. Will it happen? I don't know. I see Dave Stack right here. GM Joe, till he's medically cleared, give me Joe versus Cross. On paper, that's great and dandy. But do you really want 42-year-old Samoa Joe to basically, again, who's a veteran, right? In the eyes of everyone, he's a veteran, right? Do you really want him beating Killer Cross right now? I know I don't.
Right. I mean, but the idea of him being GM, it makes sense because as you can see last night, it looks like Regal was Regal, like it was fights everywhere. People were not handling themselves in a professional manner coming into the ring. He was there on the spot when the way and the way who was in that Fatal 5-Way? It was
Pete Dunne. It was Karrion Kross, who's the champion. Adam Cole, Johnny Gargano, and Kyle O'Reilly.
So the way and Kyle O'Reilly were in the parking lot, and then they got into fisticuffs. And who was there first trying to break it up? William Regal. After the women's championship match, and Shotzi Blackheart and Dakota Kai and all the women got into a fisticuffs backstage leading into the next match. Who was there trying to break it up? William Regal. So it's just he's had enough, and somebody needs to gain the attention of the locker room. Exactly. So who can that be? Samoa Joe.
I'm reading the chat here. Romeo from True Hill Heat right here. Hey, again, by the way, shout out to him. He was with us in the chat during our UFC 263 live reaction. He says here, hey, man, get the money bag without having to do much wrestling. He got some NXT pride, I guess, still in him. I loved Regal in his role, though. I think all of us did. And again, at the end of the day, my man's getting the bag. At the end of the day, he doesn't have to kill himself anymore. And unless he's going to be that GM, like Steve Austin was back in like 04, no, was it 03, that would hit back shit.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see. But again, at the same time, what they did though, TakeOver, and we'll get into just in a little bit. What they did was they made you, yes, even though it was a terrible takeover. Okay, it was a terrible takeover, not the strongest one. Okay, to each their own, right? Because there's some people out there who say, "Oh, this is a great takeover. This was fun. This and that." I've heard some of these podcasters say, "Oh, this was a very satisfying takeover." Or what the hell they were watching? What was on there? What was in there? A medulla oblongata. But see there, a Waterboy reference. Waterboy.
Yeah. High quality H2O.
And it was in there, medulla oblongata, and he got that. But point is though, what they did with that cliffhanger is it made you tune into Tuesday.
Right.
Made you tune in. And a lot of you are. I know I am.
I am too.
Even though I'm working until 9 o'clock, I'm probably missing the first hour, but still, they made you want to tune in. But anyway, with that being said, also, guys, again, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button down below. Give show the stream some love. Hit the thumbs up, hit the bell notification. Also, it's completely optional, but it'd be so appreciative if you will. Down below in the description, leave a donation. Check out the Streamlabs. Want to leave a donation? It'll be appreciative and all that fun stuff. Also, if you're on Twitch, well, we're not on Twitch right now, but we encourage you guys to head over to twitch.tv/aroundthepoint. Hit the follow button there. The goal is with these live reactions that we do for the pay-per-views, move those to Twitch eventually. So by the time we hit SummerSlam, all the streams, all the pay-per-view reactions are moving to Twitch. So we encourage you guys, hit that over to Twitch, hit that follow button, try to also become a Twitch affiliate. So reading here as well. Ratings out of house. In your house was 3 houses and a garage. What the fuck does that even mean? Ratings out of houses in your house was 3 houses and a garage.
So what he meant was instead of out of 5, the stars, instead of stars, he did
It's 3
houses.
stars. Okay, 3 houses.
So 3.5 stars because a
Okay.
garage is half a house.
Okay. I get that now. Takeover was predictable by Chief. DX Extreme right here. That's Dave Sack. It's the idea that Cross doesn't respect authority. Not saying Joe has to beat him, but Joe needs to jab some respect into it if necessary. Down the road, I guess, but you just don't do it on the first day in, though. It's Jason Campbell. I just wanted to see Samoa Joe versus John Cena. They have a history going back before the WWE and UPW. Yeah, I think they trained together. Yeah. So there's that also. So let's get to TakeOver. NXT TakeOver in Your House 3 was last night from the Capitol Wrestling Center. I'm going to say this right now. With the main roster going on the road real soon, they need to get the fuck out of the Capitol Wrestling Center. They need to. ASAP. What I saw last night from a crowd that's a takeover. This is supposed to be TakeOver. These motherfuckers just sat there with their hands folded. But I get it too. Because when you're there every single Tuesday, it is live, pal. It's live every single Tuesday. You're used to already seeing the same shit. This is why, like in the culinary world, right? When you go to the same restaurant, you're going to always eat the same meal. That's why chefs tend to always change the menu, rotate the menu around, change the special. And that's what they didn't do here, I felt like. That being NXT. They didn't rotate their menu. They didn't make it feel special. Yes, you added more people in the building. Apparently, there were like more than 300 people inside the Capitol Wrestling Center. But even if that, this is not Full Sail. This is why, again, they need to really, once the main roster starts going on the road, and I'm not saying they got to go to fucking big arenas. No, that's not what I'm saying. They need to go to these small venues to give it that indie feel. If you get what I'm not saying Staples Center 1 week, next week Allstate Arena, next week fucking Barclays Center. No. What I would love to see them do is 1 week, and again, if it's possible, awesome. Once over here everything's cleared up, the fucking Hammerstein Ballroom. Imagine an episode of NXT in the Hammerstein Ballroom. That's where ECW used to do their shows back in the day in New York, right? In Manhattan. Ring of Honor as well. Imagine NXT in that theater that they once did in Ohio.
Yeah.
Like shit like that. These small
What about NXT in where they used to do Raw back in the day? Huh?
That's the Manhattan Center.
Yeah, the Manhattan Center. Yeah,
that's the Manhattan. That's the Grand Ballroom. That's literally the same building as the Hammerstein Ballroom. The Hammerstein happens to be on the first floor. The Grand Ballroom happens to be like I think on the 7th floor. So yeah, there's that. But again, I agree with that. They should definitely consider doing that. They should definitely consider doing shit like that. These small venues. And before anyone says, "Oh, but AEW is going to these big venues," let them do that. At this point,
they're a bigger brand than NXT, so they have to do that.
They're a younger brand, but yet they have a bigger,
Yeah.
We're in the chats here as well. True Heel Heat right here. In Your House was the weakest takeover since 2017. Takeover Chicago 1, I believe. Yeah, Takeover Chicago 1. That's when it was Hideo Itami and Bobby Roode for the NXT title. And then you had in the main event DIY versus Authors of Pain, where Ciampa turned on Gargano. I remember that one. Romeo writes here, to be fair, they gave the fans a shitty format. Zaya Mercedes flat, Grimes losing, Raquel winning a predictable match. That's enough to zap energy, but I agree, tired of the CWC. In my opinion, this is from Dave Sack. Raquel Gonzalez is bland as fuck in her current role. They want to push her as the badass, but it's not working. Having Kai with her, I can see moments being a split and feud, just like Shawn and Diesel. Bate Dunn is an all-time great from Chicago TakeOver. And I agree with that too. From TakeOver Chicago 1, the only good match on that show was Pete Dunne versus Tyler Bate for the NXT Championship. Yeah, Jim Ross on commentary. Hurricane Funk. Hello, everybody. How are you, Hurricane Rana Funk? How are you? So let's get into this show. Let's get into this, okay? I know, again, technically it's still lunch hour, still, right? So I know everybody have to go back to work, back to what they got to be doing in the next half an hour or so. So there you go with that. So they kicked off the show with the 6-person tag. Winner takes all. Legado de Fantasma versus MSK and Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed, who's the North American champion, and MSK, who are the tag team champions. I really felt like, honestly, they should have just done, in my opinion, Santos Escobar versus Bronson Reed on TakeOver. They should have done that. We don't really need it. I feel like I get it too. Hey, we need a tag team match on this show. Honestly, you really didn't, to be fair. Just because it's TakeOver, it doesn't mean that every single title has to be on the fucking line. It doesn't have to be that way.
All right.
But to be fair, I just felt like they just had a regular TV match. It didn't feel like, okay, this is TakeOver quality, pal. It didn't feel that way to me.
It didn't really. I mean, we were sitting there looking like, all right, when is it going to kick in? When is it going to kick in?
But it's not like, wow, man. Here's the thing. If this was a TakeOver, people would have been people would have been losing it.
Yeah.
I'll give you this example. And I was there for this. TakeOver Dallas. It was American Alpha versus the Revival. And that shit was fucking fire, bruh. Granted, wasn't the match of the night. We know what the match of the night was on that show. To the point where after I wanted to go home, I was good. Like, yo, after this, I can go home. But you get what I'm saying, though. There's ways to really make this match feel, oh my God. But the thing is, though, again, this is the type of shit you see on television on Tuesday nights. So now when you have this live TakeOver, it's supposed to be your biggest show, quarterly. Doesn't feel that way.
It doesn't.
And that's what we got here. Yes, Santos Escobar, I'm happy that he is no longer a cruiserweight. I'm happy that he's moving up from that whole thing. That's awesome. But I personally felt that it should have been just a one-on-one match.
Yeah, it should. I mean, shoot. I mean, the most impressive thing that happened in that match were two things. It was Santos Escobar doing a Michinoku driver on Bronson Reed, and then Bronson Reed crashing into the plexiglass barricade.
Yes.
Those were the two most impressive things. Yeah. And then the rest of the match was a dud.
The result was predictable. You knew going in that, there's no way you're having Bronson Reed drop that North American title after he got so much press in Australia. So there's that also. Yeah. Where they go from here, I mean, they could probably have another match. I'm talking Bronson and Santos Escobar. But after that, I don't know. But Legado de Fantasma with the tag titles, I mean, next week, this Tuesday, tomorrow, right? Fuck, holy shit, tomorrow. You're getting Thatcher and Ciampa versus VSK, and I'm assuming the winners of that are next in line.
Cool.
So tomorrow, I keep forgetting. I keep saying next week, but it's tomorrow, right? It's Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher in a tornado tag team match versus the Grizzled GYV. I'm sorry, I said VSK. The Young Vets.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay.
In a tornado tag team match where the winners, I'm assuming here, are next in line for the tag title. Hey, that happens? Listen, and this is where I'm gonna say is I hope it's JYV.
Yeah, they were really good champions in the UK brand.
Because honestly, bro, they need a bone. You got to throw them a bone. And you know what? I would have rather seen this match on TakeOver. Imagine those two teams on TakeOver in a fucking fight pit match.
Yeah, a tag team tornado fight
pit. In the fight pit. Yeah, they could have had it done, but again, it is what it is. So moving on from here, we go to the women's match between Raquel Gonzalez versus Xia Li. I'll be honest with you, this was like a fart in church, bro. This was like a hard trick. The only thing in the story is, back in the Mae Young Classic many years ago, like all of us fucking remember this shit. Raquel Gonzalez beat Xia Li.
Oh, you mean Mercedes Martinez?
I'm sorry, they all look alike. Same shit. I'm sorry, yo.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe. I couldn't believe that was 4 years ago.
They're both okay. Listen. I know I said this before. Mercedes Martinez. Oh yeah, Mercedes Martinez. I'm sorry, bro. You already know the vibe already. All right, it is what it is. So, yeah, a lot of chefs cook. A lot of chefs smoke. By the way, just a fun little fact, yo. You work in the kitchen. Bro. A lot of chefs, bro, in between breaks, between service, yo. They have to, bro. How do you think they get through services, bro? Especially in the cities.
I thought they smoke cigarettes. They smoke weed.
Nah. They be doing that too, bro. After services, bro. After long hours of being in the kitchen for 12 hours straight, bro. How do you think chefs in New York, Detroit, Chicago, LA, Miami get through their services, bro? Anyway, Xia Li versus Mercedes Martinez. I don't have a list here, by the way. I don't have the list here. I don't. So I'm just freestyling off the cuff here. Again, it was a fart in church to me, bro. It's a fart in fucking church. The only thing here is, they had a match many years ago in the Mae Young Classic, like people remember, and Mercedes got the win there.
All right. Yeah, I got nothing for this match, man. This match was just either. It's just like, dude, what was it? I mean,
again, this didn't need to be on TakeOver. It didn't need to. Again, this is where I said, hey, if you really wanted to throw a tag team match in there, this could have been it. You could have literally swapped Thatcher and Ciampa versus the Grizzly Young Veterans in this tornado tag team match that you're having tomorrow. It could have put it on this TakeOver show. Instead, we got Mercedes Martinez versus Xia Li. And there's reports, as you guys know, tonight, the new savior of the women's division on Monday Night Raw, Eva Marie makes her return.
Yeah, Evolution.
And there's talks that Eva Marie is going to be having a muscle. There's talks between Piper Niven from NXT UK or Mercedes Martinez. Now, I'd rather it be Mercedes Martinez.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'd rather it be Mercedes Martinez at this point in juncture. Okay. So there's that. Piper Niven just doesn't really suit that role as a muscle. But again, people are going to be upset. Oh, why are they using Mercedes in this position? This and that. It's better than Retribution. Would you say, Mike?
Yeah. It's way better than Retribution. I mean, they pulled her so well. I guess she asked to get to like subtract me from this garbage.
Yeah, please save me. Get me out of here. I can't take this. Like, fuck this shit, bro. So there's that too. Why do all rugged MMA women got to deal with supernatural bullshit in 2021? Mercedes and Shayna Baszler don't deserve this crap. I agree, but then check their checking account, bro. When they see that check, bro. Like, yeah, man. Check that check. It's like, yeah, man. What I gotta do again? It happens, bro. They go back to what Hunter said on that conference call. And when a lot of these women, when a lot of these talents, when they call up to the main roster, it just doesn't click for them. There's that. Anyway, after this, we had a little exchange between, I guess, the leader of this whole, what's her name again?
I don't know.
Someone in the chat, help me out here. Again, she's barely even used. She just sits there and shit. The creepy woman, the creepy woman with the white paint, whatever her name is, okay? And again, how dare you say that? But again, her name, all right? The leader of the triads, I guess, right? I'm gonna call it the leader of the triads, okay?
The triads. Come on, dude.
Listen, bro. You got the other guy. You got Xia Li. You got this leader. You could have the guy that looks like the Great O'Khan in there too. I will put the Great O'Khan in that group as well. Anyway, that person, that woman, again, I apologize if I butcher her name, okay? She shows up, she gets up from her chair, she literally chokes Mercedes and tosses her. Yeah, Mei Ling. There you go. Mei Ling. There you go. Thank you, Romeo. Mei Ling gets up from her chair, brawls with, she's about to look like brawl with Mercedes Martinez, but instead she yokes her basically and tosses her off the stage, and she falls, basically being written off. It's over.
Yeah, it's over.
See you tonight, Mercedes. See you tonight. I look forward to it. Moving on. We had, if I'm not mistaken here, yes, the ladder match for the $1 million championship. LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes to the moon. Reading here the comments here. 1,000-year-old Rhea Repulsa channels her inner Roman Reigns and threw Mercedes out of the NXT with one hand. Basically. I was so confused, though. I thought her name was Tian Shaw. Come to find out, that's the name of the group. Yeah, I gotta figure that too, bro. So, Cameron Grimes versus LA Knight in the ladder match. They actually had the championship inside of a briefcase hung above the ring.
Yeah, that was great.
That surprised me. I get it too. The whole Grata guys came out too, right?
Yeah. I mean,
I thought it
makes sense.
I thought it was a fun match. I know people are gonna say Cameron Grimes should have won. And I get that. I felt like this. Let's put it this way. LA Knight is coming to NXT. Let's be honest here. Great on the microphone. No one's denying you that. But it's been like a hit and miss thus far on NXT.
Yeah.
He needed this win. Cameron Grimes is over regardless of him winning or not. He's over right now, NXT. Dare I say, listen, there's talks of Vince wants characters coming up. Characters. I don't know if you heard this or not, Mike. But apparently, Vince wants characters coming up to be called up soon. And Cameron Grimes is a character. Cameron Grimes, the character, is leaps and bounds better than bland, generic Trevor Lee. And you guys remember, over the years, I've always said Trevor Lee looked lazy as shit from a presentation perspective.
Yeah.
I remember Bound for Glory. It was an Impact pay-per-view, right? It was Impact WrestleMania, and he's wrestling in his same generic gear. Like, bro, this is the biggest pay-per-view of the year. Can you at least put in some money and some, like, decent, presentable attire? You know what I'm saying? But
maybe it was in him all along, and they just didn't want to push him.
I don't know.
They
but
want
still,
to hear his ideas.
But I think, though, again, in this situation, though, yes, it was a fun match. You can say predictable near the end. There's a spot where Cameron Grimes is on top of the fucking he's on top of the what? It's a steel, right? That he climbed up and shit, dove off that. Great visual. Great visual. Ted DiBiase sitting at ringside watching everything. And there's a spot where LA Knight, he takes like a backdrop off the ladder. I'm like, oh, that did not look right. That did not look good. But that being said, when it was all said and done, the right person I felt won. Yes, I'm reading the chat here. Romeo says here, Grimes got the biggest pop of the night, which is true. They got something there, and they should long-term plan for NXT main event picture. I agree with that. But at the end of the day, Cameron Grimes is the babyface now. That's the out of this. And what I always thought of the $1 million title is I always pictured it as with a heel. Ted DiBiase Senior. I'm not Junior, right? Look how that worked. Look how that worked out for him. The Ringmaster. Virgil was a babyface. It was if you will. So there was that. But at the end, Cameron Grimes at the top of the ladder. There's like a ladder bridge, right, on the between the middle rope and the ladder, and Knight pushes him, and Cameron Grimes falls, and that was it. LA Knight grabbed the briefcase. He's now the $1 million champion. What is this gonna do now? I don't know. But the way I look at it now, you can go back. I mean, if the idea that Santos Escobar is done feuding with Bronson Reed, which I hope it's not. Maybe the next program for the North American Championship is probably LA Knight against Bronson Reed.
You could say, you could say with this title win, this gimmick title win, this could groom him for that mid title in NXT. But you forgot the most important thing that happened in that match.
What happened? Tell me. I'm gonna give you some shit. What happened?
Yeah, so remember when Cameron Grimes jumped off the pillar and they crashed on each other? What did they do?
They were talking. They were talking
to each other like nothing happened.
Yeah. But I did stay back. I forgot to mention the talking part. Like he did drive off and shit and all that. But there was that. Let's move on here. From there, we had the NXT Women's Championship match. Mercedes Martinez. I'm kidding. No, Raquel Gonzalez, a big mama cool diesel. Even though for me, she's more like Bryan Adams. She's more like Crush. I get Crush vibes when I see her, right? Versus Ember Moon. One thing that I noticed here, and Dakota Kai had pink hair.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight when Eva Marie shows up on two, they're gonna tell Dakota, "Hey, girl, you got to dye that hair again. You can't have two girls with pink hair on the same payroll. Not happening. No,
is her hair pink? Or I thought it was red.
Who? Eva Marie's pink now. It's pink.
It's pink. Okay. Well, maybe she's gonna change. Maybe she's gonna change her hair every week. Hair color.
No. If you watch the vignette, they've all been pink hair.
Okay.
So you might tell her, "Hey, girl, hey Dakota, you got to dye that hair again. It's not happening." But I thought the match overall, it was an okay match. I don't want to sit here and be like, "Oh, this match was terrible." I just felt like the crowd just didn't give a shit.
I didn't care.
And again, that's what I said earlier. They need to get the fuck out of that building, bro. They need to get the fuck out of that building. They need to ASAP. You knew going in that Raquel was going to win. Raquel was winning. There's no way in hell. They made you think there's moments where, oh my God, Ember Moon did hit the Eclipse. Dakota put Raquel on the bottom rope. Shotzi Blackheart came out. She brawled with Dakota Kai on the outside, threw her into the plants. So there was that too. But with all said and done, you knew going in, Raquel Gonzalez was going to retain. And it honestly felt like a television match. It didn't feel like TakeOver quality.
That was the trend for most of the night, except for Grimes and.
You know what I like though? You know what I did like? These little cameos with Todd Pettengill.
Yeah.
Him playing Karate Fighter with fucking Dexter Lumis. Bro, it brought tears to me, yo. Like the child in me was crying tears of joy. When I was a kid, bro, I used to have the Karate Fighters back in the day, yo. Those were, growing up in the mid to late 90s, yo, playing Karate Fighters was the shit, yo. I remember going to Toys R Us, yo. I remember once going to the store, right? I think it was like a Kmart or some shit like that, or Bradley's. That's an old school name, Bradley's, right? Copyright. Anyway, I remember playing Karate Fighter when I was a kid, right? And I remember my dad took me to this thing. It was like a dollar store, but really, it's like whatever. And he bought me these like themed Karate Fighter, but it really wasn't the real thing. Okay, it wasn't really the real karate fighters, but it was similar to it, though. It was similar to it, and I remember, that my mom took me to Toys R Us, and she bought me the real karate fighters, the real thing. But the one you put the battery in, you move it, and it would make a noise as you're fighting with the toys. You had to make these fighting noises and shit, which was fucking amazing. Hit Row,
So there was.
You got a Shook Knight, top dollar shirt. Good for them though, bro. I'm happy for Hit Row. They did not need to be on the show and wrestle tonight. Last night they had a cameo. I'm fine with that.
I was gonna say, did you? There were knockoff karate fighters.
There were, bro. About one time, you go to the dollar stores, bro. They had knockoff, bro. They even had knockoff wrestling action figures, bro.
Oh, I know that.
Bro, think about that. They had knockoffs of everything, bro. And believe it or not, bro, in Walmart, for $20, you can have the Yeezy inspired foam slides, bro, for $20 at Walmart. And they look just like the Yeezy ones.
Yeah, no.
I shit you not, bro. I shit you not. I haven't worn them. I haven't bought them. I'm thinking about buying them, just try them off for the one time. But
yeah, people wondering why everybody got those slides. Because they
Walmart. Walmart, yo, $20. What was I gonna say? So there was that. Then we got to the main event. We got to the main event of obviously the Fatal 5-Way. You had Karrion Kross defending his championship versus Adam Cole, baby, Johnny HB Gargano, right? Kyle O'Reilly, who's generic as all shit, and Pete Dunne, who was all dressed up in white. Hopefully he didn't shit himself. This by default was the match of the night. This by default was the match of the night.
Yeah.
This by default was the only thing you should, beside the ladder match, the only two things you should watch on the show.
For real, yeah. It had that trending upward feel to it when the match started and it hit its peak.
It started slow, yes, but then it picked up, and then it picked up. There's a moment where Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly had a double team Karrion Kross on. They had him on the apron, and they had the double power bomb on the analysis tape, which didn't break. In Your House was a decent pay-per-view. That's fine. That's fine if you feel that way. You know what it reminded me of? I said this on Twitter to, I think it was True Hill Heats on Twitter. I said this. It brought me back to Payback 2015. It was I think it was also a fatal 4-way. It was Roman versus Dean Moxley now, right? Versus Rollins versus Orton for the WWE Championship. And there was a moment in this match where it could have been a 5-way. It could have been a 5-way. I don't fucking know, right? But there's a moment in the match where they had Orton on the outside, and they did like a triple power bomb. The first time since they from the Shield, and it got this reaction. That's what I thought of. Wait a minute. Oh shit! But that's how they took about it. And then it was just those four guys for a bit, and either guy could have won it. Either guy could have won. They had you thinking that, holy shit, there's a moment where Kyle O'Reilly, I think this was like near, it was almost like when Pete Dunne was locked into the crossface, the cross jacket of Super Hold, right? I'll just call it the rear naked choke, okay? MMA term, rear naked choke. Cross arm breaker, no, it's the arm bar, motherfuckers. MMA terminology, okay? Where Dunn was locked in the rear naked choke, and he grabbed Cross's finger and he snapped them.
Yeah,
I love when he does that shit. I love when he does that. Okay. There was another guy who did it great too, but I'm not going to say his name. Okay. Sorry, speaking that movement. So there was that, and the visual looked crazy, right? There was also a moment in this match where Gargano hit the one final beat on Adam Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Also got a near fall too. I like Gargano's ring attire, bro. Very Shawn Michaels theme. It takes me back to Michaels 95 almost.
I mean, he did the Michaels turnaround, the turnaround deal in the ring.
Yeah,
I
that
wonder
too.
if he smiled in the production area.
I hope so, bro, because damn, he looks old, bro.
Yeah. Where was that picture that you found with him and Karrion Kross? That was on Instagram?
It's on Cross's IG. Like, bruh.
Okay.
That's not my Shawn Michaels that I remember, dude. And again, it's like, bro, my childhood, dude. It's like, imagine Bret Hart right now. Holy crap, dude.
Dude,
the new generation.
So
dude, that ain't nothing, dude. Look at Sid. Look at Sid Vicious, dude. The new generation, pal. The new generation. Anyway, there's a moment where Kyle O'Reilly has Adam Cole in this, like, in a heel hook. Has it locking the motherfucker. And then Karrion Kross from behind locks in the rear naked choke. By the way, Karrion Kross was ragdolling everybody in this match too.
Yeah, he was.
Just ragdoll. He felt like he was still back in AAA. Just ragdolling motherfuckers. But that being said, it was all said and done. The right person got the win. And dare I say, the right person took the fall. And Kyle O'Reilly. That's 3 losses in a row. Listen, Kyle O'Reilly's a bust. I don't want to hear it. Listen. Kyle O'Reilly in Ring of Honor, we know he can go. But in the eyes of NXT, he can't win the big one. He can't win the big one right now. That's basically what they told me.
Yeah.
Then again, to be fair, it took Sami Zayn a hot minute to win the big one too. From Adrian Neville, Pac, back in the day. I remember that. It was that TakeOver Fatal 4-Way. It was it was Adrian, it was Pac back then, Neville, right? Versus Sami Zayn versus Tyler Breeze and versus Tyson Kidd. And Zayn had the match won. And then I think it was like Zayn hit the haluva kick, everything, right? And then it was all said and done. Neville pulled him out of the ring. I think he low blowed him, some shit like that, and got the pin and retained his championship. So eventually, the way I look at it, we're gonna get a Kyle O'Reilly title win down the road.
For sure. I mean, it's gonna happen.
Just not.
They need to fine tune his gimmick. It's something that's like,
I don't know what it is. That's the thing. I don't know what his gimmick is. When he does this shit, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
I mean, I know what he's doing, but it just doesn't sink in like how I did with the Undisputed Era thing. Yeah.
Like, I get it. Axis Smash is tribute to Demolition. I get that. And I appreciate that. But other than that, I don't know what your gimmick is, dude. Reading the comments here as well. Great finish by Romeo. Dave Sack, which chick would you tell your future with tarot card? What the fuck? What chick would you tell your future with tarot cards? What the fuck is that? Mike, what the fuck is tarot card?
Scarlet. So which chick?
Dave, I love you, bro, but what the fuck are you asking me here, bro? I love you, brother, but damn. If Joe didn't get re-signed this morning, I would have been HBK as next GM. Yeah, I guess so. Hopefully he's not drugged up, but, it is what it is. Speaking of ROH, EC3 yesterday declared he is now aiming for the ROH World title. Should EC3 be the guy to dethrone Rush? I have not watched Ring of Honor in a hot minute. I should. I haven't watched it in a hot minute. I want to see Dunn versus Cross 1-on-1. Shut up and take my money. But you know what else I want to see, bro? I want to see Karrion Kross versus Adam Cole.
Yeah,
coming off that promo from Tuesday, little man. When Kross called him little man.
Yeah. That I was getting ready to say, because I'm still stuck on the Tart cards. It's those when the psychic women they pull out those cards and they have like a symbolistic thing on it to read your future. That's what that is. Yeah.
Fair enough.
I had to Google that.
So there was TakeOver again. Not really. It was a weak show. It needed a lot of. It's like a dish. It needed some refinement. And listen, if you're one of these guys that thought this show was great, that's fine. By all means, just let me know. Give me the information to your drug dealer so I can get some, bro. Because for real, I have no idea. Don't do that. I have no idea what the fuck people were watching last night. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But again, they need to really get out of the Capitol Wrestling Center. It doesn't really help either when Triple H goes on a conference call. If you don't like what we're doing, then don't watch. It doesn't help, bro. It doesn't help. And this happened. What is up, Jinder Mahal? What is up, Jinder? I missed that motherfucker. Yeah? Great guy. What was I gonna say? And to go back to what I said like literally last night. NXT at one time was the dream team.
Yeah.
They had all these names from the independent scene under one roof. Kevin Owens, Kevin Steen, right? Generico, Pac, Devitt, Sasha, Bailey, Becky, Tyler Breeze, you name it. They had all these guys, Samoa Joe, American Alpha, everyone under one banner, right? At one time.
Shinsuke.
As time went on, and they were the dream team, right? They had every indie promoter shook whenever NXT was rolling into their town. I'll give you the best example, okay? TakeOver Brooklyn 1 was in Brooklyn, which was NXT's biggest test. Okay, could these guys sell out the Barclays Center SummerSlam week? Granted, yeah, it was SummerSlam weekend, but still. Could this brand sell out the Barclays Center? And they did. The same day Ring of Honor ran Field of Honor. And in response, Ring of Honor brought in the guys from New Japan, the Okadas, the Tanahashi, the Ligers and shit. Nothing. Months prior to this, WrestleMania 31 weekend in California, Ring of Honor had Super Card of Honor 9. It was Samoa Joe versus Jay Briscoe for the Ring of Honor World title. And that same day, right, of the Ring of Honor show, hours prior, Triple H on Twitter announced an impromptu NXT house show that sold out like that. That was the show where Hideo Itami, Kenta, for the first time hit the GTS.
Wow.
It wasn't on a network. It was a house show. It was a house show.
Wow.
And people that went to that Ring of Honor show during the show left to go to NXT. How do I know this? Because I know people that went there and they told me this shit many, many years ago.
Wow. What was that like back in 2014, 2013?
2015.
2015. That's not that long ago.
That was NXT were like, oh my God, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. And Lord and behold. Yeah. So again, this NXT is not the same NXT from many years ago. I get that. Everyone goes through changes. People get called up. But I just feel like now they're just doing shit for the sake of doing this. They're just, all right, whatever sticks is going to work. You know what's bad? When it's a go-home show to NXT, the TakeOver, right? And they're only getting less than 700,000 viewers. 700,000. I love the kitchen sounds in the background for Steve's kitchen. Thank you, Romeo. Thank you, bro. Thank you, Mike, for the sound effects. I appreciate that, bro. And yeah, after that, I need 3 more risottos. All right. Thank you. Yeah, chef. Okay. And after that, 3 lambs, 2 steaks, and 2 Wellingtons. All right, mid-rare. Okay. It's still lunch hour for some people, right? It's still lunch hour for some people.
It's 1:36, so maybe.
Yeah, we're about to put a bow on this in a little bit. Could get some quick rapid news here real quick. But again, back to what I was saying though, NXT at one time, bro, was the all-star brand, bro.
Yeah, it was.
And again, now they have the talent. They do. They just don't have the direction right now. They don't. And again, they need to get the fuck out of the Capitol Wrestling Center ASAP. With they're going back on the road again, make it happen. And hell, I don't even want them going back to Full Sail. Fuck that shit. No, not even Full Sail. Not even Full Sail.
I mean, like, since Florida is the home base for NXT. Like we were talking about earlier, it'd be cool to see them like in the Manhattan Center or smaller venues. But it's like right now they need to get their talent together.
Yeah.
They need to get their talent together right now because right now they're having a hard time with.
You know what it is too, bro? They need to let a fire under everyone's ass right now. They need to let a fire under everyone's ass right now. Like, hey, yo, listen, they went to war with AEW, this imaginary war, right? And they lost.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone said Tuesday night was going to be a big thing for them. Well, look what's going on. The numbers aren't really attracting. And for all the jokes of AEW getting 400,000 viewers and shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
The NXT either. NXT isn't looking. The NXT is looking so good either. Anyway, let's move on, okay? Because I know we got a couple more things to get into. Impact Wrestling this past Saturday night was against all odds. Now, in case you guys don't know, that was not a live pay-per-view. I want you guys to realize that. That was pre-taped. They taped the shit weeks in advance and had it in the can. How do I know this? Because a couple of months ago, I think it was Final Resolution. It was one of those free previews on Impact Plus that had in the main event Chris Bay versus Rich Swann for the Impact World title at the time when Rich Swann was the Impact World Champion. On that same day that it aired, Chris Bay was in New Japan competing in the Super J Cup in California. Live. Just you guys, again, keep that in mind, okay? Food for thought as we're going about this, okay? So the main event here, and again, I didn't watch the entire show. No interest. I did want to see the main event because everyone on Twitter was bitching about the main event on Saturday. I was watching UFC 263, so I did not get to watch the main event on live like everyone else did, right? So I went to the gym literally yesterday as I'm on the treadmill. All right, I'm going to watch this shit. Let me get this out of the way. So I go on the Impact Plus. I forgot I still have the app on my phone, right? And I'm watching this. They did the match. It was in Daly's place. That's how you know this shit was like, yeah, taped and advanced. Okay? Mind you, which we'll get into in the end. We'll get into this in the end also. So it was Kenny Omega versus Moose for the Impact World title. And this got everyone so upset. This got everyone so pressed. Like, how dare they do this? How the fuck, right? Listen, as far as a match goes, from a wrestling perspective, I was entertained. I agree. The ending was bullshit. I agree with you guys. The ending was bullshit. There was a moment in the match where Moose goes for the spear. Mm-hmm. Moose goes for the spear, and Kenny grabs Brian Hebner and puts him in between them, and they both get speared. So the referee is down. While this is happening, the Young Bucks come out, and they super kick not once, but twice, but 3 times on Moose. Hit the BTE trigger. And this whole thing in the match, if you listen to Don Callis and Tony Schiavone and Scott D'Amore on commentary, right, that no one's ever kicked out of the one-winged angel. Which is bullshit because I could have sworn Okada in New Japan has kicked out of the one-winged angel
numerous times.
Numerous times. In one match, numerous times, okay? So spare me this talk that, oh my God, no one's ever kicked out of the one-winged angel. So they literally, so the Young Bucks, Balding Buck and Road Warrior Buck, hello Jim Cornette, Uncle Jim, they help young Harpo the Clown or Twinkle Toes McFingerbang, right? They put Moose on his shoulders and he hit the one-winged angel for the 1, 2, 3. And that got people so upset. That got people so, if you're an Impact Wrestling fan still in 2021, 1, bless your heart. 2, you are a soldier. 3, you're still a fan after all these years. But that's what happened. And people got so tight about it. First of all, understand this, okay? Kenny Omega, Listen, he's not losing that Impact World title before he drops the AEW World title. Furthermore, he shouldn't even drop it right now, especially on a pre-taped pay-per-view on Impact Plus.
So here's my thoughts on it.
Okay.
Because I watched it this morning.
But mind you, before you do, I want to say this too. Yes, I get it too. They didn't do anything to protect Moose. Moose, a couple of weeks ago, lost to Sami Callihan, right? Even though Moose won this multi-person match at Under Siege to earn this opportunity to face Kenny Omega. And what does Impact do? They pull an LOL Impact Wrestling move by having Sami Callihan beat Moose in a match on Impact. So they had Sami Callihan pin the number one contender. So the number one contender to face Kenny Omega was going into that match with zero fucking momentum.
Right. So my overall thoughts on the match was, yeah, they didn't protect Moose. I felt like Moose got this opportunity a little too early. I think Moose is one of those guys that should have gave Kenny Omega a run for his money, or if not beat him for the title later down the line. Not now, but later down the line. Like Moose, he looks the part right now. He's in great shape. I've never seen him this ridiculously in shape before in my life. The match itself, I felt like Moose, he did get offense in, but I felt like he got dominated most of the match. And of course, that ending was so unnecessary. It was probably one of the most unnecessary endings I've ever seen in wrestling. Like Kenny Omega had him beat the whole match, and you need the Young Bucks to come help you put a nice little bow on the match at the end.
What I liked was they came out. First of all, I think it was Balding Buck who came out to fucking Off Whites, and you had a Road Warrior Buck coming out to fucking Travis Scott's, bro.
Yeah.
I think they're the Mochas. I think they're the Mochas, right?
They're the Mochas. They're inspired off the Mochas, but they're Travis Scott's.
All I'm saying is, Joe LaPuma, bro. I want to see a sneaker shopping episode on Conflict with the Young.
I mean, it's probably gonna happen. But,
so, go on, Mike. I'm sorry, I'll cut you off.
Man, it left a sour taste in my mouth, and I don't even like or watch Impact like that at all. I felt like you
want to change. You want something different.
Yeah, I wanted something different, but at the same time, I think Moose shouldn't have faced Kenny at this time, at this matter right now, where Kenny is in the gimmick.
You know what I would have done, honestly, because consider what happened. Because they did this whole stipulation because Sami pinned Moose on that episode of Impact, right? They announced that at Slammiversary, Sami Callihan's facing the winner. You know what I would have done? I would have swapped them.
Yeah.
Listen, I get it, bro. They put the ship on Sami, but at the same time, it doesn't do Moose any favors. What I would have done here, this is just me, of course. I would have done against all odds. I would have done Kenny versus Sami, and the winner gets Moose at the live pay-per-view in front of a crowd.
Right.
But instead, they went this route. But understand this too. For everyone that was saying that, this is going to benefit both companies, really? I don't see it. It's not, bro. You know what they showed on Saturday? They showed, and I apologize however you guys take this shit, but I'm going to say it because no other podcaster, no other YouTuber will say it. AEW, in this situation, they have the big dick. And they basically grabbed Impact Wrestling, turned her around, bent her over, face down, opened the cheeks up, and inserted it in. That's what they did. That's what they did on Saturday night. The same way in 2014 when Impact Wrestling had a working relationship with Wrestle One. You guys remember that? You guys remember Wrestle 1? Great Muda's promotion, Kaiji Mutos, right? And they did Bound for Glory in Japan, right? What was the main event of that one? It was the Great Sonata and James Storm versus Tajiri and Kaiji Muto, where Wrestle 1 had all the say on that show. That's what happened. Yeah. That's the reality of it. And again, I agree with everyone. I agree with Jim Ross. This has done nothing to benefit AEW.
No.
So you reap what you reward, bro.
Jim Ross has said that, though. He said that.
But the AEW has benefited nothing from Impact. Yeah.
He said that on his podcast.
I think on an interview or something, but yeah, basically. Let me find it here.
I wonder how people feel about how Jim Ross has been talking. Jim Ross is not a company guy. That's why I still like him. He's not a company guy. He looks out for himself. Well,
let me see here. Here you go. This is on May 29th. This is from Sportskeeda, by the way. Shout out to them. This is what Jim Ross had to say. Legendary broadcaster Jim Ross recently gave his verdict on the Impact Wrestling AEW partnership and revealed which promotion he thinks has benefited the most from this association. The two promotions joined forces. We know this already. This is what he basically said. I think as it relates to Impact, that's done through the cooperative efforts of nature of Tony Khan. Don Callis is part of management team at Impact and the on-camera manager of Kenny Omega. I think I'm going to sound bad saying this. I'm sure. I think this relationship has helped Impact more than it's helped AEW.
I disagree with that.
I think it has. I think this has helped Impact more. Because let's be real about it, right? Impact Wrestling is on Access TV. They barely get any video. They barely get any views. They barely crack 300,000 viewers. Barely do. AEW is on TNT, right? They're on Turner Network. They get some weeks, when they're on Wednesday night, they get these big numbers, right? They got all these talents, right? So in a way, if you're Impact, yeah, bro, I'm jumping on board. But this has done nothing for AEW. This has done more for Impact in the long run. Granted, are people watching Impact on Thursday nights because of this shit? I don't think so.
And less people are watching Impact every week now. Not Impact, AEW.
That 1 week after Kenny won the title, everyone watched Impact to see what the fuck was going to happen. After that, just whatever.
Yeah, I kind of knew what it was gonna be when Kenny made his debut. Kenny's debut episode on Impact wasn't even the highest rated. The highest rated
compared to what they had before. Yeah, it was high rated.
No. 2 weeks before that, when Juice Robinson and David Finlay made their debut, that was the highest rated show in months.
Wow. Well, anyway,
you can look up the numbers.
I'll believe you. I'll take your word on that. I'm too lazy to look these shits up right now. I'm too lazy to do it. So there's that. I mean, again, it's done nothing to benefit AEW, in my opinion. Damn, Steven, I'm at work, and I appreciate you tuning in for a bit of Silver Surfer. I appreciate that. You're in luck because we're about to talk about this celebrity boxing, buddy. We're about to talk about your celebrity boxing. Copyright. God damn it, copyright. I don't know what's on. Probably SCU. I don't know, but copyright. God damn it, Pat. I'm kidding. Anyway, what was I gonna say here? I think at the end of the day, when this is all said and done, bro, listen, at the end, AEW here basically told Impact, listen, we have more say in this shit, not you guys. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying, Mike?
Yeah.
Let's move on here. There's talks of Braun Strowman coming over to AEW. Mark Henry's pushing to get Braun into AEW, and people are like, no, I don't want that to happen.
I do.
I do. I'll be honest about it. I think there's more money in him as a special attraction going to Japan, in New Japan, than him wrestling in AEW. Because in AEW, he's just another big guy.
That's why I want him over there.
But if he goes to Japan, oh my God, this monster coming to Japan. Bigger deal.
He's gonna.
New Japan is a sucker for these foreign guys.
Yeah, I know they are, but you know what they're gonna do once he gets signed to AEW, right?
They're gonna have him job out to Marco Stunt. It's over.
No, he's gonna get skyrocketed to the title picture. He's gonna face Kenny Omega at Full Gear.
What's his name gonna be?
It's probably gonna be his real name.
It's Braun. It's Strowman. It's Strowman.
No, I'm pretty sure Braun and Strowman is copyrighted.
It's the monster, Adam Schaefer, the monster.
Yeah, the man monster, Adam.
The man. I don't fucking know. But there's that. We'll see what happens with that. I know Mark Henry's very keen on bringing him in. I know Mark Henry also said some comments on AEW as well. I think we talked about it yesterday.
I don't think we did.
On the stream here. Let me find it here. You just find it here. God damn it.
I don't think we did.
Right now. Let's see here. Let's see if I can find it here. There we go. This is basically what he said, right? Apparently, yeah, he was a guest on Oral Sessions with Renee Paquette. That's Moxie's wife, right? And he talked about what he'd bring to the table for the promotion. He also reiterated his goals of helping AEW's community outreach, fine-tuning certain aspects in what he'd bring to the table as far as coaching, right? And this is basically what he said in quote here, okay? It's a long paragraph I'm about to read, so bear with me, right? I want the wrestlers around to understand that I'm not going to come from a place of you're going to do it and you're going to do it my way. Henry said, I'm not that guy. You know who I am. My point of contention is there are guys that are over, like your husband, John Moxley. I'm not going to tell them what to do. If he has a question for me, I'm going to answer it. I'll give my opinion, and I'm going to give him an example of how it would work, because that's what my experience has done. It's given me a broader world of where to go and how to create and how to get there. That's what I want to teach all these guys, and it comes from studying. So there's going to be a new culture added to what they already have. Young people watching 1950s, 1960s, 70s, 80s, 90s wrestling till you're sick of it. Then watch it again, and you'll find things that will fit you. Everybody knows how to wrestle, but when and where you do stuff is what makes you great. And they're only been around for 2 years. How do you expect him to know everything? Paquette basically asked Henry what he felt would be fine-tuned. Okay, Paquette asked Henry what he felt needed to be fine-tuned the most within AEW. He pointed out the promotion, social media, counterbalancing AEW's on-screen image with doing stuff in the community and cutting down. This is the big thing here: cutting down on repetition in matches. We've got to work on the social media aspect. Henry said, "We're going out what's being portrayed that you really want to be. Set an example of people seeing it. As you know, AEW is more brash and has got more of an adult feel at times. You've got people putting the birds out and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, you've got to counterbalance that. You've got to do stuff in the communities where you do live events, and in the community where you're giving back to the city. We're trying to be an example rather than a problem. Wrestling wise, this is the big one. And I'm going to wrap it up with this part for Mark Henry. Wrestling wise, I want everybody to watch matches before them because there's repetition. It's a repetition thing. Somebody will do a tope, and then the next match you'll have two topes, and then the next match they'll have three topes. Stop trying to outdo what you saw before. Find something else. Find something else to do rather than that. Repetition is kind of a pet peeve of mine. I feel like you're not watching the product if you go out there and do something and somebody else just did that. Just did the same thing. I love the Bucks doing the super kicks. Why are 3 matches on the same card where everyone does a super kick before them? If it was me, I'd be upset about it. He's not wrong, though, bro. He is not wrong on that.
I mean, it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street with that because, there's repetition in each match. But on the same token, where do you think all these guys learn this stuff from? You know, when it started being repetitious for doing a DDT after the main person who made the DDT famous, how do you think he felt? You know,
how do you think PD Williams feels, bro?
I know Canadian Destroyer. It was just his. Only probably maybe.
Yeah, and I get you on that. Like for example, how did Shawn Michaels did the Sweet Chin Music, right?
Right.
How do you think gentleman Chris Adams felt knowing that Shawn Michaels is taking his move and shit? I get that.
Yeah, that. But I mean, he made the Sweet Chin Music. I mean, it wasn't just a generic move. He made that thing up here, and the guy that you just said, he used it, but he wasn't a big enough guy to bring it to this level. But what Mark Henry is talking about is the repetition of, tope, okay, next match, double tope, next match, triple tope, and it's like, why are you guys doing the same move at the same time at around the same point in the match? Topes or super kicks. It's like tone it down, figure something else out, be original.
Yes.
Be original. That's what every legend that they signed have said. And they're not following it because they think they know something more than them. And I like that they're hiring these guys, but at the same token, listen to them. Because if you don't listen to the legends that have seen it all, done it all, felt it all, and all that type of stuff, you won't get nowhere.
Yeah. So let's move on here. Let's move on real quick. We're about to wrap this up here. What was I going to tell you? Celebrity boxing, bro, this past weekend. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
So Friday, it was the Aaron Carter versus Lamar Odom fight. What a shit show. It was hosted by Ice-T and Coco, refereed by UFC Hall of Famer, the Iceman Chuck Liddell. Oh, boy, dude. I heard about this fight. I didn't think much of it. To be honest, I really did not. Granted, I said on Twitter, my prediction is Aaron Carter because he beat Shaq once, right? So I believe he'll beat Lamar Odom. I know that was a song back in the day, but still. So I thought. God, bro, what a fucking shit show, bro. What a shit show. I didn't watch the entire show. I just watched that fight.
I watched the highlights because that's all that mattered.
Bro, first of all, the height is here's the thing. I get it. It's celebrity boxing and there's a lane for it. I get that. How you sag your boxing shorts? Come on, man. Exactly.
Yeah, that was weird to me. I was like, Lamar, dude, what are you doing?
And again, even if it's celebrity boxing, I feel like there needs to be some rules with the commissions here, bro. If you're gonna license this shit, all right, bro. Like, come on, let's point at the obvious. Let's just address the obvious, bro. Lamar Odom was right here. Aaron Carter was right here, bro.
No, bring the hand just a little bit down in that.
Yeah, right here.
Little down, he was right there.
Yeah, right there. Here, pal. Hey, yeah, pal. Goddamn. So, and also we'll get into Rey Mysterio real quick. I want to get into that also. I know, holy shit, I forgot about that. He's in the fucking thumbnail. So we had Lamar Odom and Aaron Carter. You know it's bad when the fight begins and Aaron is throwing these fucking bombs that are landing. Yeah, they had headgear on. I get that. But you know it's bad when they're landing. These shots are landing. And you're Lamar Odom. But come on, protect yourself, dude. Protect yourself.
Right.
You know it's bad when in the second round you see Aaron Carter spinning around in circles, dude. Spinning around and fucking. I started laughing, bro. Like, what a shit show. And I get it, bro. I get it. It just like the fight on Saturday with Bryce Hall and Austin McBroom. A lot of these guys, they're looking at what Jake and Logan Paul have done with boxing. And they're hey, if these guys can do it, so can we, and make the same money. But here's the thing, though. Say what you want about the Paul brothers. Say what you want about them, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they're a disgrace to the sport, this and that, right? But you can't tell me those guys have not put in the time and effort to get better at it.
Yeah, and plus they got the athletic makeup to kind of help them along.
I'll say this. I think Jake is the better boxer of the two. Jake is the better boxer of the two. Logan, I feel, has more. I think him in MMA is a better fit. Him in mixed martial arts. That's just me. But that was that. And in the second round, Lamar Odom drops Aaron Carter. And it was over with. I started laughing. And I love this. Oh, they both overcame depression, this and that. But, bro, okay. But does it mean they have to fight each other?
Yeah.
Like, what was the purpose of the fight? Did someone talk shit about someone else? Did Aaron sleep with the Kardashians? What happened here? Did he want her candy? I don't know. What the fuck?
Dude, I found this out the same time you did. I was like, why are these dudes fighting? There's probably no backstory.
People were asking, we doing a stream for this shit? No, we're not, bro. No. I heard the entire show was just a shit show, a giant fucking shit show. There was that. Saturday night, you had Austin McBroom versus what's the dude's name again? Austin McBroom versus Bryce Hall. Bryce Hall, yeah. And I'm like, hasn't the Hard Rock Stadium suffered enough? The same venue where Floyd Mayweather fought Logan Paul at the same venue for this. So the show, and granted, I watched some of the pre-show, right? You had Keemstar, Paige Van Zandt, and Jonathan Coachman as the commentators for the show. You had Charlemagne the God as like the host of the event, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had FouseyTube. Fucking FouseyTube, a name I have not heard in a long fucking time. July 15th, motherfuckers, is coming up. I'm telling you right now.
FouseyTube, bro.
Yeah, remember July 15th?
What was July 15th?
So he was at a time where he was, I guess, making a comeback. Talk about July 15th. He's gonna throw this big ass concert event where Drake is gonna be there and perform for him and shit. He promised Drake at this big concert, right? He sold tickets for the show. He had tickets sold, right? He promised Drake, and Drake never showed up. To the point where the event got swatted by cops. Cops got, it got swatted, right? They had to do this event blocks away from the venue in some fucking park, right? They had Fousey standing on top of a fucking car, just shouting and screaming and shit. That same guy. That same motherfucker, right? So
is that the same night that he said that he wanted to kill himself?
Yeah, the Keemstar and shit, yeah.
That's hilarious.
So you had FouseyTube in the role of Joe Rogan after every fight, like in between interviewing the fighters, what happened, and all this, right? So So my understanding, Tanner Falk was supposed to be on the show. And it didn't happen. I guess they pulled out. I don't know what the fuck. But basically, it was YouTubers versus TikTokers. That's the whole sell point of this event.
Terrible.
Yeah. Terrible. And again, listen, like I said before, a lot of these guys, they look at what the Paul brothers are doing, right? Making all this money, boxing. It's like, you know what? If they can do it, so can we. But this fight, bro, Austin McBroom versus Bryce Hall. I don't know if Bryce Hall trained for this fight, but if his training involved clinching and punching in the back of the head, you're in the wrong sport, my man.
Yeah. That dude.
Yes. It ended in one round. He got knocked the fuck out in one round.
He had bloody nose. His facial expressions are hilarious.
I started dying, bro. I started laughing my ass off. It was hilarious. But listen, man, again, it is what it is. Like I said before, I mean, that's what the problem with you thought. If they could do it, so can we. Doesn't work that way, bro. Doesn't work that way. The Paul brothers, and I'm not trying to be nut huggers for the guys. I'm not, okay? Because I ain't gonna lie to you. There's a part of me that thinks that Jake Paul is beating Tyron Woodley. I'm saying that right now. I'm going on record saying that Jake Paul is gonna knock out Tyron Woodley.
He is
within 4 rounds. He's gonna knock him out.
I say 3, but okay.
I could be wrong. There's a part of me, low key, that wants to see Tyron Woodley knock this kid out.
Yeah, but I can't.
But it depends what Tyron Woodley we get. It depends what Tyron Woodley we get. You know what I mean?
I mean, he talking mad trash, so he might train hard for this. I don't know.
Yeah. So there's that too. Here's the thing about it, dude. Don't sleep on Tyron Woodley either, bro. He's a former champion. The guy that he lost to before he got cut did a world-class fight. It's not like he fought some scrubs and shit and lost. You know what I mean? To be fair, against Vicente Luque, he was winning, and then he got choked out, but whatever. Anyway, let's move on. Our last topic before we wrap this up here. I know everyone got to go back to work. Once it's over already, but we're giving you extra, basically, bro. We're giving you extra before service here. There's talks of Rey Mysterio versus Roman Reigns coming up at Hell in a Cell. All because, yes, Roman Reigns a couple of weeks ago put his hands on Dominic. Put his hands on Dominic Mysterio. And Rey Mysterio this past Friday on SmackDown was angry. He was mad. As angry as everyone when they saw Otis with no longer having his beard. That's how angry everybody were. Everybody was angry about Otis shaving his face. That's how angry Rey Mysterio was. Okay? And I get it. He's a pissed off parent. He wanted to get his hands on the guy, put his hands on his child. Like any parent would. I get that. Okay? So he calls him out at night, challenged him to a match at Hell in a Cell. And I guess Roman accepts. And then they brawl, what have you. Dominic gets involved, and Roman power bombs Dominic outside of the ring. The visual, like, oh shit, when it happened, like, oh, but he went on a crash pad, and then they, again, they're in the Thunderdome, so they're able to pull this shit off. In a couple of weeks, it's not gonna happen. In a couple of weeks, when they're back on the road, you can't pull that shit off anymore.
All right.
So there was that, and it was announced literally on Saturday morning that a Hell in a Cell is going to be Rey Mysterio and Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship inside the cell.
All right.
Listen, I'm not telling you that Rey Mysterio won't give Roman a good match. He will. He'll give him a good match. He's going to sell for Roman all the fuck you want. But this match did not need to take place inside the cell. And I was under the impression that Rey didn't give a fuck about the championship. All he cared about was getting revenge on the guy that put his hands on his son.
All right.
You get what I'm saying? Like, it didn't come off to me like, oh my God, Rey wants to shut out the belt. He just wants to get revenge on the guy that put his hands on his son.
Right.
As a parent. And if there's these nut huggers that's like, oh, you're wrong. It's going to be fun. It's going to be awesome. So what? Who cares? It's awesome. That's not the point, though, bro. You're doing this on Hell in a Cell. Inside the cell when the pay-per-view is literally this Sunday. Listen, I get it. It's a pay-per-view. Does that mean that both the WWE title and the Universal Championship both got to be on the line on that night? No. You could do a pay-per-view with one of the belts on the line. Let it be Bobby and Drew. Let them fight in the cell. Let that be for the title. Roman could take the night off. I feel like, honestly, here. If the idea that SummerSlam is going to be Roman and Cena, yes, let him beat someone. Like, throw him a body, but doesn't have to be for the fucking championship or inside the fucking cell. When I think of a cell, I think of a blood feud. I think of a, you know what I'm saying? It's gone personal, but it's not a blood feud. And I'll give you all the perfect example. TLC 2019, I think it was. It was The Miz versus Bray Wyatt when Bray was the Universal Champion. And it wasn't the Fiend Bray, it was Mr. Rogers Bray Wyatt. All because Bray Wyatt was tormenting the Miz's family and his daughter. Remember that?
Yeah.
And Miz, angry father, a pissed off dad. The most serious we ever seen the Miz in a long fucking time. I think after that, the last time we saw him serious prior to that was that promo he did on Talking Smack.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it wasn't for the championship, even though Bray was the champion.
Yeah, he came out. He came out in that Mr. Rogers sweater, and he was overly pumped up in that match. He beat the Miz, and it should be like this too. No title, no Hell in a Cell, just a match,
just a fight. Let them go at it. Let Ray be a pissed off father.
It should be no disqualification.
Where you
like
know,
where
you already know that Roman's gonna win. You got the Roman bodies. If you're not doing Big E and Roman at SummerSlam, no. We all know what's gonna happen. So there's that. Yeah, bro. I can't wait for a couple of hours from now, Monday Night Raw. Yo, I can't wait to see Eva Marie, yo. I'm excited, bro. Listen, I already said this already. Yo, I think I'll tell Dakota Kai, you better dye your hair. We can't have two women with pink hair on the payroll, yo.
Who you think she's gonna?
Oh, but what about Ruby Riott and Shotzi Blackheart? They both had green hair.
They both didn't matter.
They both didn't matter. They still don't matter. But anyway.
Who do you think she's gonna interrupt? I think she's
gonna have her own segment.
You think she's just gonna get announced? Just Eva Marie, and then she comes out.
I think that we're gonna have. I think we're gonna get the whole limo arrive into the building. Mm-hmm. Oh, she's here! She's here! Finally, after weeks of speculation, here she is, Evolution, Eva Marie, and we get the theme. I hope they still have the same theme song from like where she was before she got let go. Granted, not all read everything anymore, but that same spokes guy from Scottsdale, Arizona, this and that, and I hope we get that. I really, really do.
Dude, when is Becky coming back, man?
So there is talks, possibly once they're back on the road. That first SmackDown. Because think about this: Bayley doesn't have a match for SummerSlam, and if you're gonna do Bianca and Sasha, Bayley versus Becky, if Bayley stays on screen, think about this, right? They're gonna go back on the road, right? So I'm sure Rollins on SmackDown. I'm sure her husband, or in this case, her baby mother, will be there too, right?
Yeah.
Also, anyway, Mike, we're gonna wrap things up here. This was fun, bro. This was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it, man. It was a 5-star meal today.
5-star meal, man. Now, before I give you the bill. The bill is worth $579.34. So with a 15% tip included. Thank you. And if you can't afford it, listen, it's just in the kitchen right now where you can start cleaning. All right. We'll do the teamwork. All right. I wash, you dry. Okay. As simple as that. There's 3 sinks already filled up. So the trick I learned.
I gotta go to the bathroom real quick. So
it's a trick I learned now. What you do is right when you're in the kitchen, right? These are 3 sinks, right? There's the 3 station sinks, right? Where you wash the plates in, right? You fill it up with water, close the drain, and put soap on that shit. And all that shit foam up. Throw the plates in there, you rinse, and just That's a trick, bro. I learned. But anyway, we hope you enjoyed this lunch special. Hopefully, listen, if I'm off next Monday, we're gonna do this again. If I'm off
Yeah, hopefully I'm off next Monday.
again,
my
off next
schedule is
Monday.
like different. They
If
schedule us
I'm
like
off next now, listen, probably next week I might be off because I'm moving. So I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna miss this office, bro. I'm thinking about it right now. I'm doing this here in this room. I'm gonna miss it, yo. I'm gonna miss this room. I still have to do some adjustments to the other room that I'm moving into. It's kind of dark a little bit. I have to bring some lightning into that shit. So there's that also. I don't think this desk is gonna fit in the room, though, to be honest. With this desk that I have right now, it's not gonna fit in this room. So there's that also. I turned 31 in about a couple of days from now. On the 27th, I turned 31. Holy shit, I'm getting old.
You mean next week?
Literally next week, bro. The week that my birthday, I'm moving to, bro. What a way to spend my birthday, right? I'm dealing with moving and shit.
Yeah, not next Sunday, but the following Sunday.
Yeah, and also this coming Sunday is Father's Day, so we'll be back live before that. We'll be live before Father's Day. We might do listen. I don't promise a live reaction stream to fucking Hell in a Cell because it's Father's Day. Let's say that right now. So
yeah.
I might spend time with my father that day, but I might watch the show late. So don't expect a live review. Don't expect it. Don't expect it. But if it does happen, it happens. We'll keep you posted as time goes, as we get closer to it. But speaking of pay-per-views, I encourage you guys again, head over to twitch.tv/aroundthepoint. Links in the description box below. Hit the follow button over there. The goal is our pay-per-view reaction stream that we do for wrestling and MMA and boxing and shit like that is going to be moving to Twitch. That's the goal. So we encourage you guys, head over there, do all that stuff. We're trying to become a Twitch affiliate. Okay? So there's that. You can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. All right. Instagram, the same stuff. All right. And TikTok, why the hell not? Big Mike, let them know. Where can they check out the man from Detroit, the man with the golden charm, yo? He's already full. You know what they say, right? Full stomach, happy heart, bro.
Yeah, I gotta hit the bathroom though. But you can follow me on Twitter at DetroitGamer313 and on Instagram DetroitBigMike313.
There you go. See, he had chicken, he had white wine, he had little scallops, man. He had what's that shit called? Creme brulee. Oh man, he's full, man. He's stuffed right now. A little more, we're gonna get some octopus, some oxtail, some you name it, bro. Anyway, guys, we're gonna wrap things up here. Thank you for tuning into the kitchen. And you know what they say: if you can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen, y'all. Peace out, everybody. See ya.